Donald Trump had a morning meltdown moments ago over some polling, and after a weekend of incredibly bad news for him. And on top of that, Michelle Obama has come out and said exactly how she feels about what's happening in our country. So yes, over the weekend, Donald Trump had the disastrous trip to the Vatican where he humiliated himself and the country, and Melania was not happy about any of it. Look at how she could not have gotten away faster from Donald Trump when they got back home. I mean, that is like not a kiss, not a hug, nothing. It reminds me of this.
Meep, meep. Meep, meep.
Now, you might remember where Donald Trump had his inauguration. Of course, who could forget? But you might not remember that there were some people missing from this photo. It is tradition that the former presidents who are alive attend, as well as their spouses. But for the first time ever, a spouse of a former president did not attend. That was Michelle Obama. And Michelle Obama, on her new podcast, has come out and said exactly why she did not want to attend the inauguration. And here it is.
My decision to skip the inauguration, you know, what people don't realize, or my decision to make choices at the beginning of this year that suited me were met with such ridicule and criticism. Like, people couldn't believe that I was saying no for any other reason, that they had to assume that my marriage was falling apart.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, while I'm here really trying to own my life and intentionally practice making the choice that was right for me, and it took everything in my power to not do the thing that was right, or that was perceived as right, but do the thing that was right for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hard thing for me to do. I had to basically trick myself out of it. And it started with not having anything to wear. I mean, I had affirmatively, because I'm always prepared for any funeral, anything. I walk around with the right dress. I travel with clothes just in case something pops off. So I was like, if I'm not going to do this thing, I got to tell my team, I don't even want to have a dress ready.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's so easy to just say, let me do the right thing.
But then you become a shock absorber.
Yeah.
And that's what women are. We're
Yeah.
shock absorbers.
Yeah.
And that's exhausting. And
It
it's not
is.
healthy.
Yeah.
It is not healthy.
Mhm.
You've had to be shock absorbers for your husband,
Yeah.
for your children, for your mom, for your
Yeah.
family, your loved ones, because of where you were sitting in the public eye.
Mhm.
That's not fair to you. When do you ever get to live for you?
Mhm.
I applaud you. I'm happy that you are taking care of yourself in the way that you need to.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are quite upset about the fact that she's saying the reason she didn't want to go is because she felt like it was just her protecting herself, and that really, like, if you're going to be in the public eye, you're going to be married to a president, a former president, you were the first lady, it's kind of your responsibility to do the things you don't want to do. But I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like we're in a different era now. And if you don't want to sit behind someone who is trying to turn the country into an authoritarian hellscape, and this is your own silent form of protest around it, I'm kind of all for it. I think people need to wake up that this is not business as usual. And I think this is one way of showing people that. Also, Donald Trump didn't go to the 2020 inauguration for Biden. And that was the first time. I think maybe that's happened once before in history, because it's always happened once before. But that was the first time, I believe, in modern history that a president didn't show up. So Michelle Obama, if she doesn't want to go, don't go. Who is showing up are pissed off Republicans to their congressional representatives town hall. And here is Republican Mike Lawler trying to explain tariffs to his constituents, and they're not taking it. And they, I've never heard this before. They started to chant in unison at him, blah, blah, blah.
What do you support?
Part of the reason is because other countries have had significantly higher tariffs, barriers to entry,
And now they
and
have
price
even
controls
higher.
on U.S. goods. And when you look at, for instance, Europe has price controls on U.S. prescription drugs. U.S. prescription drug costs are significantly higher.
Honestly, blah, blah, blah is better than boo. We need to start saying blah, blah, blah everywhere. It is so, you see how he's like caught off guard there? It's, it has a way, like you're prepared physically and mentally for a boo. I don't think anyone is prepared to be blah, blah, blah at. Real quick, I just want to say that the channel hit 500,000 subscribers yesterday. We did a quick celebration live, and I just want to say thank you all so much for allowing that to happen, for joining this community. And I'm so excited to be doing this with all of you. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And like the video if you like the video. It all really does help. Thank you so much. Scott Bessent was on this morning trying to defend the president, who, by the way, did have that morning meltdown, that coming up. But this is part of it, where he was saying that the Trump economy is roaring. Does anyone feel like the Trump economy is roaring?
We've got a three-legged stool here. It's trade, it's tax, it's deregulation. President Trump has...
I'm sorry. This guy is insanely funny to me. He does not mean to be, but every time we have a clip with him, it is like humor. It's comedy.
Come out of the blocks roaring. And I think this is something new for the American people. He's given 1-2 press conferences a day, an incredible level of transparency. Contrast that with the previous administration, where the president, we're not quite sure who was running policy, likely not President Biden.
Okay, bro. How long are they going to talk about Biden? How long? Like, imagine you break up with someone and you're still talking about them 3 or 4 months later. Like, you won. You won. This is your job now. Biden's no longer in the picture. They want him around because they need someone to blame because things are not good. But this is not because of Biden. Sorry. And they keep, like, is ever going to bring him up in 2 years? In 2027? Still talking about Biden? Move on. Move on. Get a life. Get a life. Donald Trump was responding to this. This was on the Drudge Report. Historically unpopular, lowest 100-day score in 80 years. 39% approval. Where's the boom? This is awful. I think Obama was at like 60% at this point in his presidency. This is awful. Here's why this is good. Because a lot of people are like, well, polls don't matter. Okay, maybe not every poll matters. But if he's historically low in his approval rating, which is typically hard or easier to measure than whether or not someone's going to vote for a candidate, it's just like whether or not you like what they're doing. It's kind of easier to ask and measure. People are less partisan around that. This to me shows that Democrats have a real shot of winning really hard to win seats. Ohio, Iowa, Maine. If his approval rating is this low, first off, it's going to be hard for him to get anything passed from moderates that actually need to win elections. But secondly, it's going to make Democrats look a lot more appealing. We might not even have to do anything. I hope we do something to make ourselves appeal broadlier to the American public. But this is good. And Donald Trump goes, we don't have a free and fair press in this country anymore. We have a press that writes bad stories and cheats big on polls. It is compromised, corrupt, and sad. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. He's like a whiny little boy. He's a whiny little boy. But I love that the American people have woken up. I wish this would have happened in November. I wish this would have happened in November. We all knew. We all knew it was going to be bad. But it is bad. And it's getting worse for him.